They're both skinny. just
What
go.
else you need there?
Wait, just put the letters away.
Is this working for you guys? Is that a good, a little, a little closer? Okay, let me know if it's, okay. All right, so so we opened up a Mosaic studio in Chelmsford almost 3 years ago. We have been doing mosaics for about 15 years, and we are really enjoying sharing our love for art with other people. Kim's been to the studio, Linda came to the studio. So we feel really excited to share what we love with you now. So mosaics, I'm sure you all know what a mosaic is. They go way, way back to Roman times, and I'm sure you've seen in some big churches extraordinary mosaics that are cover ceilings, and we went to Italy and really got to see these traditional mosaics. So we teach a different style, not so much the traditional style. That style is a craft that takes a lifetime to learn. And so we will be teaching a different style that's easy for all to do. We have some visions and some thoughts. We wanted to come and enjoy your service today to get to know you and feel your vibe in your community, and it's lovely. But I really would love to know what your thoughts are. Mosaic can be anything that we want it to be. I love color. I love vibrant colors. I love messages. I've read your mission statement. It's beautiful. Words can go in it. designs. I was on your website, and I saw you have some nice symbols and logos that we can recreate. Really anything we want. I believe our vision is for it to be hung outside. It will probably be a long, tall panel of maybe 8 feet by 4 feet, somewhere in that range. I think we discussed-ish, you know, that's flexible as well. So that's kind of what we're talking, a long, tall piece, maybe some of your mission statement in there, maybe one of your logos or symbols that's important to you. So that's kind of my baseline, but I don't know your community, so I want to get to know you a little bit so that Sean's going to take some notes on the things that you want to share, and then I'll take it all home and do my homework and come up with some sketches and send them back to you and share them with you, and we'll work on it together, and if it's not right, we'll do it again. So I really want it to be a community project that we all figure out together. So that's where I am. I know you guys have probably been aware that this is happening. Do any of you have any visions for it at all that you'd like to share? Yes. Sure.
So we were just outside looking at the spaces. So you know where the rainbow trellis ladder is, right by that door as you walk up the stairs. We'll probably move that over to where the white banner is, because of what do they call it?
Shingles. Shakes, yeah.
Are a little uneven and hard to install something, but right by this door is flat. So it will probably be right by that entry. Yeah, just if you come out the steps into the basement, yeah. If it's outside, then it should, people would see it, and it should welcome.
Yes.
Yes. So whatever's on there should not scare or confuse. I'm using fun words.
No, we understand.
This kind of thing.
Yes.
It's not insider language. Right. And clearly the flow of things could even have a perspective of where it's been.
I agree. Open arms. Yep. Open arms. Mhm. Oh. Do you want me to pass? Does anyone want to take the mic?
Say what you just said again.
I don't really want that. So, sure. Open arms to welcome people in during peace. Not only me, but we do hug a lot. So, just to welcome in, and then
From the outside, since it's outside and people will first view it there, it should be welcoming, whatever the message, somehow welcoming, and even the flow of what's ever on there could, by perspective, bring people into the building.
So, you know, we have these nice windows here, mosaic or stained glass, mosaic for sure? Okay.
I like your use of color. Having been to your studio, you have so many beautiful things. I look forward to seeing what will be included. The other thing, I do like the idea of including one of the symbols of the Lutheran Church in there somewhere. It doesn't have to be the main emphasis, but somewhere on there I would like that to be included as well. Well, there's several different ones. I don't have a preference, I don't think, but yeah, with the globe.
Yeah, I like the idea of having one classic element that would be immediately recognizable to the couple hundred people. One classic element that would be immediately recognizable to the couple hundred people who come here once in a while, whether it's our logo or one of the other really ancient and classic Christian symbols that all occasional churchgoers have seen.
That being said, if we keep the symbology as simple as possible, it is a more inclusive message than, say, a Luther rose, which means something to established traditional Lutherans and may not to someone who's new. So I'm not sure you can use that one. Yeah. Because that's actually a logo for. Oh, you can?
As an RIC congregation, we have rights to use.
Perfect.
And I'll send them the exact one.
Yeah. Sweet.
Tell me a little bit about the circular one. It's divided. How can I divide it?
Yeah.
Rainbow colors and.
So that is the ELCA, our national church body's main logo. Basically, it's a cross surrounded by the vibrant colors that reflect the coming of multiple
I have the mic. I grabbed it because I'm old. I like the centrality of worship to be there. That's
And to include embracing all people.
I feel that very strongly here, and I think that's important as well. Sean, yeah.
Yeah. We could also consider flanking the very classic Christ the King logo we've had since the 70s with the rainbow stripes. Yeah, I don't have it all worked out in my head, even in my head, but, yep. I know people had questioned, that the symbology can get a little abstract. I like that you'd mentioned the idea of putting in some text. So we could consider putting in a word or a verse underneath some of the symbols.
Some of the thought of the logos, I can see those kind of being like a signature in the corner of a piece, right? Not as the center of the piece, but this is who we are. This is what we want to proclaim to the world.
Are there any specific words or verses? I know there's a mission statement. Is there something that you want to say?
Phrase or idea or something that you want to be like that piece that people, because this is your front door. This is the door people are taking as they walk by.
Yeah, or we could just leave a text block to pick a verse that fits once we've gotten the graphic worked out.
just including family, like kids, that families can come in with little kids and everything?
Yeah, you probably already said, but just to follow on that, I think, do we want to include the chapel school and the service we do with them in this? It's their front door as well.
So the intent is that we will invite chapel school, we will invite some other faith communities that we partner with, some nonprofits to come during the making to be a part of this because they are part of the larger community that we are.
Something with music, about our music.
we have a QR code for giving, I mean, that'd be stellar. I'm not. I'm just going to say it took me months to put it out publicly on the bulletin, so it's good enough. It's good enough there.
But I think that's too hard.
No QR codes. Think big. There's no, like, this is brainstorming. Let it come out. What is? It needs bread. Say this louder so people on camera can hear you.
Christ be our light. So we want light, and light to everyone, and reflecting light of others.
How about a fig tree? I mean, fig tree has a lot of symbolism as far as in the Bible itself. So, I don't know.
Organic. Or mustard, yeah? Hey, Leland, what do you think? What should we put on a sign at a piece of art on our door? No? Okay. Leland would like his name on it. Okay. Leland, we can reflect you in there somehow. Pokemon, yeah.
Right? Grapes and wheat are the typical bread and wine, and they're quite beautiful. I mean, they can be worked in around the edge and look beautiful while they're symbols.
Just thinking about community, adding community in some way.
Actually, I'm sorry, I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I'm wondering if you should read through like the mission statement and see if that sparks any ideas, since we talked about that as, so why don't, yeah. Here, kind of, I don't feel quite so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, using the word all. Anything? What?
Water.
Water. Words like love, grace, mercy.
Don't do it.
Have we considered materials? Like, what are we building this from? I just wondered if, and the Altar Guild is going to hunt me down, if we had sets of the things, I'm going to forget what they're called, the little plate. Yes. If we had sets we don't use and are willing to destroy.
You can talk to Altar Guild. She's right there. I'm not. It's beautiful, by the way. Fran, you got anything up there? Okay. It's okay. It's all right.
So I'll tell you a little bit about the process of mosaics. There's a lot of considerations, especially when you're building a mosaic outside in New England. So broken plates and things like that are not a great choice here in New England. Think about your terracotta pots in the summer. They're out all summer, but you have to take them in the winter because they absorb moisture, and then if they go through the freeze-thaw, they crack and break. That's what happens. So most likely our project will have to be made with glass. glass is the best choice for outdoor mosaics here in New England. Yeah, glass. So and there's different kinds of glass. Stained glass, as we had talked about, we can do our mosaics out of stained glass. But now we actually have an awesome product that's made out of recycled glass. It's made in Turkey. It's really strong and sturdy and vibrant. Like, comes in 50 different colors, lots of different shapes. So that's kind of my thought, is to go towards recycled glass. Yeah, that's probably my choice. Once we figure this out, that will really dictate, but that's what I'm drawn to for this project, is recycled glass.
Is there a way we can include something? I mean, I think the thought that Will has here is really good. I mean, we have 50-ish years of service here at this location, and is there any way that we could take elements from our 50 years of service and physically include them in, and it would be great. So that's kind of where Will is heading. So I think that's a worthy thing to think about.
That bowl looks like it has some dichroic glass in it. So that's a way glass blowers, they add this really shiny dichroic glass, and that's how you get that glitter effect. It's beautiful, really beautiful. I would have to do some research on that. It's very decorative, so not strong and hardy, so I don't know. So they take window panes, broken glass from buildings, they grind it back into sand form. Yeah, there's no waste. So it's another reason why I like it, because it is very eco-friendly, and depending on what our design is, the glass, you've worked with some of it, you're making your son with it. It comes in a lot of different shapes, so we don't have to do a whole lot of breaking and cutting and all of that. It's more friendly for all users. Kids can work with it. We're not dealing with sharp objects, that kind of stuff too, so we can get the kids involved in creating it as well. I could see there being some workshops where we work with kids too. Adults, kids, I would like everyone to be involved. So that's what's good about the recycled glass as well. So there's a lot of different shapes. Wait, what do you want to hear?
In that glass, it's not just like squares or triangles. There's also organic shapes too that we can mix in, and it has the same color palette as all the other tiles. So it's not like your traditional only square mosaic, or we can only build something that's in a set pattern. You know, we can create that organic feeling with this glass tile too. It's almost like little puzzle pieces, if you can imagine that. You know, they fit into each other, and it just creates something that's more modern, but also still has that like old school feel of an overall mosaic piece too. So we're working on the design, but we're going to build, I think, here. We will bring materials here to you all, and you are going to build it. We are going to design, and we'll be here through the process. We'll bring the right materials that we need, and we'll teach you how. And we'll be here to like supervise and help out, and it's going to be built by you all. It's going to be your mosaic. We're going to design it, provide the materials and expertise, and then put it together, and it's going to be yours forever. So this is something that we'll make sure we're using the materials that will last.
So for the building section, depending on how big this piece is going to be, it might need to be in multiple sections because you can't make an 8-foot mosaic. It would flex. You don't want your mosaic to ever flex. So we have to decide on when we figure out like the actual dimensions. I'll decide how many sections it needs to be, and then we'll work on it on a table. We'll probably use, as your substrate, would probably be something called Weddy board, and it's a cement kind of board. It's really lightweight, but it's strong and sturdy. It's good for going outside. There's some prep that I need to do to get it ready for outdoor. And then we will literally glue the pieces right to the substrate, and then it'll have to be put up in sections, and then it'll get grouted. No. No, so you can do it that way. We can do whatever we want, really, but... Oh, we could have 3 sections if you want. I think the space is a long, tall space.
Space is limited. We've got electrical panel piece there. We're gonna move the panel sign, put it on the pole, but it's kind of limited. There might be a little bit of wiggle, so you can maybe do one and then one and one, kind of make a small triangle-ish.
Does someone want to tell me a little bit about the 3? What is
The 3, correct me if I'm. No. You may be thinking of some. You may be thinking of something different, but we understand God to be present in 3 forms: Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Creator, Redeemer, Sustainer, the Holy Trinity. And there's lots of imagery. I don't see any physically right now, of course. You can't really see it. You have to have faith. So yeah, that's, I think, where Kathy was going. 3-in-1 type imagery. Yeah.
We can have 3 panels. We can do 3 separate panels if we want to. If you want to make it look like one panel, what would happen is we mosaic the 3, we hang them so they're touching, and then they grout the seam so you won't see that they're not connected. But we certainly could have 3 separate panels. That would be really nice too. So I'll think about that as well.
A lot of different ideas and things that are important to the community here and stuff. And I mean, just an interesting thought would be if we could kind of break the panel into 3 parts, God, Son, and Holy Spirit, and kind of incorporate one of those themes into each of the 3 panels. Like, that we talked about water a lot, so maybe that's kind of the Holy Spirit or something like that. Welcoming maybe is God or something like that, right? And then Jesus is, I don't know. We talked about various other things. Anyway, that's just, just brainstorming.
I think I would put welcoming on the sun panel if we did a Trinitarian theme, because sort of the theology behind that is that God in heaven sent his Son down on earth to walk with us.
Can I ask another question about 3? Okay, so going back to the 3, because I'm just trying to think about all the possibilities. I just need a little more information from you. So if it were to be in 3 sections and there were going to be a word that would go on each section, what would they be? I heard you say water. Water, one is baptism, water, welcoming.
I guess for me, the bottom line would be love. So I don't know if, me personally, I don't think we need anything welcoming, but love is it.
And I like the frame, but I also like to not constrain God and our faith to 3 separate components. So.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm leaning more towards a one panel. I think it also symbolizes one, and so I'm leaning more towards that. I just wanted to kind of get an idea of what that would mean. Growth. Yes. Yeah, I was watching that. Green. Okay. Yep. I was observing how much green was in that and thinking the same thing. Yes, I see that. It's beautiful.
I don't know, I mean, one just random thought, and we probably have more random thoughts than we can fit into 16 square feet, would be to have like the font overflowing, the water coming down onto something green, because I know people are sort of wanting to fit the ecology theme in.
Get lost in the weeds here. Anything else? Circles.
It's continuous, yeah. It's just, circles are continuous, and that's how our faith is. It's continuous. It just keeps going around. Oh.
No, you're good.
Circles made me think of spirals because spirals are seen everywhere in nature, from fern trees to hurricanes to water going down the spouts. Fibonacci series. Anyway, so I throw that out there.
I think we need a field trip. to come to your studio, a group of us that are interested in learning a little bit more, and we can see how things work. It might help us to understand a little bit better. So.
I'm going to try to sneak away this week, but
It's almost too much stuff. But that's what I wanted. I truly wanted too much stuff so that I could rein in what's really important. I think probably you chose me because you like my art, so there is a certain amount of trust that you're going to have in me. I'm a paper and pencil girl. I will not come back at you with graphic design stuff. I'm going to come back at you with my hand drawings. And you just have to trust me. I also am a simplistic kind of artist. If you put a fig tree and a waterfall and a this and a that and a this, and it's going to look really, really busy. I'm not into busy. I'm into what is really important to us, what is our message, and the colors. So I'm a simplistic person, so I'm going to start there, and we'll go from there. And we'll maybe I'll come up with a few different ideas, and we'll share them with you, and we'll take it from there. I promise it'll be vibrant, though. I hope you're okay with that. I love color. I can't stay away from it.
excellent. So stay tuned. when I get some proposals from her, we'll put them outside for after worship, have people leave comments, make notes, and then I'll send them back. I'll maybe use it as an excuse to go down to the studio myself and play again. But we will definitely do that. And then as soon as we kind of get closer to a final, we'll figure out dates, get them out to you as soon as possible to let you know to save dates. And what will likely happen, and we'll have to figure out some more of the details of it, is we'll have sign-up sheets for particular days and times for the number of people we think we can fit into the space. And so it's not overwhelming. There's not 20 people in there. And then the next day there's one person who shows up. And there'll be multiple times, daytime, evening, whatever, and we'll try to make sure that as many people who want to be a part of this can be a part of this. Yeah, in the original plan, it was to happen May, June, and it can still happen May, June. I will be gone August to October. I don't want it to go that long because I want to install it before the winter, right? And so I want to pay attention to that time change. So somewhere in that space, and we'll get back to you as soon as we figure that out, right? Yeah, I am too. Thank you both so much for coming out today, and thank you for staying. Grab some more food and take it with you.